Hello, 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 and welcome to Not University Mixed Nationals 2021 in lovely Birmingham, England. I am Gigi Morrison, now thankfully joined by Luke Burgess, my co-commentator. You're going to be watching one of the first bracket play games of TSU versus Bangor.
Yep, TSU in blue, coming down on defense. Bangor in white. On offense, and still on offense. This point, despite the tipped block attempt. Hard forehand. Well received. Switch downfield from the defense. Haven't seen too many of those today. This is good defense from TSU. Forehand to the end zone. Bounces out of the hands though. And the good defense from Surrey does get them a block. Looks off the deep shot. Goes infield instead. Finds the reset. Looking for options downfield. Finds one. Somehow gets the upline. Past the defense. Shot to the end zone. Floats nicely for the receiver, and Surrey will go up a break early in the game.
Yeah, TSU absolutely hyped for that first point. Bangor a little bit lucky in terms of getting that second collection, but still fantastic eyes up for that. And then just the unfortunate drop in the end zone as we get a replay of that lovely shot for Surrey's first point.
So a decent pull from Surrey to start off the second point of this game. Vertical stack from Bangor. Huge layout grab to maintain possession. Followed by a deep shot. And just bounces out of the hands of the receiver. Conservation of greatness is maintained. With such a good look from Bangor. Sorry, take their time. Bringing the disc back in. Looks like Bangor's setting up his own. So, zone defense from Bangor. Sorry, struggling to find options, but they do get the swing. Forcing towards the sideline now. Go backwards into their own end zone. Zone from Bangor, doing its job. Making Surrey work. And they finally get out of their own end zone. On this near sideline. There's the deep shot. Defender's under it though. Gets the block. That disc needed to be out in front of the receiver. Floats just enough for the Bangor defense to come down with it. Yeah, the thrower should have picked that disc up sooner, but play is underway. Bang it now, down this near sideline. Into the middle, deep shot to the end zone. It's blading, but good hands. Bangor pull it down, and they get their first point of the game.
Yeah, in this win, that's the kind of throw that most people wouldn't really feel brave enough to utilize, but Bangor are also very strong indoors as they are outdoors, so that's probably translating across. So we get another look at that score there. The thrower, also the same person who did the amazing redemption layout bid and threw a beautiful shot into the end zone that was unfortunately just tickled out of the receiver's hands.
So Surrey coming out on offense. Bangor with their zone once again. Trapping the disc on this near side. Surrey finally get it off the sideline into the midfield. Receivers happy to stand and look downfield every time they catch the disc rather than keeping it moving. Scuba over the top now. Fakes the deep shot. Goes backwards. Receives the pop pass once again. Scuba back to midfield. Give and go backhand to the far side. Floats a bit, but there's no defenders underneath it. Trapping the disc on the far side now. Goes backwards. Sorry, still not moving the disc particularly quickly against this zone. Bit of movement now. So these two players just double dribble with each other a little bit. Sorry, go backwards again. And sideways. There's a give and go backhand. Return pass isn't thrown though. Into the middle. Manages to keep it up. Now a bit more movement from Surrey. So go backwards and sideways once again. Nice bobble catch. Moving to the far side. Back into the middle now. Good patience from Surrey. Bangor holding the zone still. Finds a receiver in the middle. Once again, return pass not thrown. Swing to the near side. Back into the middle. Near sideline again. Big swing to the far side. Receiver is in lots of space though. Now back to the middle. And that looks like just the opportunity that Surrey needed. They toe it in at the front of the end zone, and that one pass into the middle was all they needed to run away with that point. They get their second point of the game.
Yeah, cool and patient offense from Surrey. Not necessarily wanting to rush or take too many chances, but definitely looking for the dump and swing option more frequently than just jamming it in. Except for the score though, that was a good level of jam. Tasteful jam. So there are three main ways to play offense against the zone. You can either go round it, you can go through it, or you can go over it. And at that point, Surrey were very much trying to go round it until right at the end where they found an opportunity to go through. The only overheads we saw were on swing passes earlier in the point. So we'll see if
Bangor stick with that later in the game. Or potentially mix it up, try and get more pressure on those swing passes. Surrey weren't really looking downfield too much, or they were looking downfield, but there wasn't much downfield movement for them to throw to until they'd gone left and right across the pitch a few times to open up those gaps in the middle. So Bangor out with a vertical stack, but a give go between the handlers once again. Getting lots of separation on those give and go moves as they settle back into their vert stack set. Nice grab to keep the disc alive on the far side. There's the crossfield deep shot, sitting nicely, and a fantastic offensive point from Bangor. They'll be pleased with that.
Yeah, in general, good work from the players that had the opportunity to get to the disc. It was some beautiful movements.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Orange Hat guy. Don't know his name. So his name's what? Coin Kuiper. Yes, he did some great movement and avoided travelling and everything. It looked really nice. Big fan. Okay, back to the real commentators.
So Surrey on offense once again against another Bangor zone. Slightly different to the previous one. But Surrey this time happy to move the disc a bit more quickly amongst these handlers at the back. They're looking for swing options, but haven't been able to find one yet. Good feet to keep the disc alive on the near side. There's the swing. Does lose yards, but they immediately make the yards back with the second swing to that far sideline. So forehand into the cup. Scuba over the top. There's a few little give and go passes. Eating up the yards. And there's the penetrating shot. Just a few passes away now, but that throw was a little bit behind the receiver. Bit of miscommunication perhaps. And Bangor get the disc back. Quinn once again. Not quite able to reel that in. It's a big layout. And the slow turn will give Bangor an opportunity to set up their zone once again. Forcing towards this near side. Surrey's handlers setting up quite far back, but no defenders anywhere near them, so but now they find the reset. Swing to the far side. Forehand up the line. Has options in the middle. Goes backwards. High floating forehand to this near side. Give go. Layout attempt, but that throw just a bit too far. Surrey looked good for the start of the possession, but as soon as they get that break, looks like they're rushing a little bit. Bangor on offense now, poaching the lane. They find a receiver. Switch is called. Bangor find a swing. Manages to keep the toes inbound. Hammer to the far side. Well reeled in. Just a few more meters to go. Knocking on the door now. Dobs the backhand, but no receiver was there. That's unfortunate for Bangor. They were looking so good up to that point. Sorry now. Their third opportunity of this point. Choosing to take their time. Swing to the far side. High release forehand. Hammer to the end zone. There is a receiver, but there's also a defender. He manages to get the block. And Bangor call a timeout, despite not having the pivot foot in the correct position, but we'll let them off.
So far, this Bangor zone has really been troubling TSU in terms of actually generating any sort of offensive flow. And that's one of the main priorities from this zone. They've got 4 people up front, just generally causing havoc for the throwers. They'll try to crash in on anyone that is getting into the cup. It doesn't really look like much of a cup. It's more like a cube, a square of sorts. And then in terms of forcing, they're just getting any hands and fingertips in the way to try and stop any sort of shots. But Surrey have been doing really well in terms of trying to dump and swing, and then whenever they find the opportunity, breaking through the square whenever they can, effectively using their fakes as well, just moving people out of the way. But then as soon as they do start to generate any flow, as Luke said, they are rushing it. They are taking that shot a little bit too early when they can just take a second and breathe. The cup is still going to take a little bit longer to set up. You might have 1 or 2 defenders in your way, but not too many that it's going to be much of an issue.
You have to wonder whether or not Surrey ever practice that quick give-go style of play, whether they ever practice dribbling in their trainings. You know, perhaps they don't, and then they get to games like this and they try and execute those techniques that they haven't put so much training time into, and it does cause these unforced errors. So Bangor called a timeout straight away. So the person that called the timeout should have to take the disc from where it is now rather than walking to the front. There's some discussion amongst the players. Maybe they realised that they called the timeout too early and they should have walked the disc to the front first, but we'll see what happens. So they are taking the disc from inside their own end zone, and it is the player that called the timeout that is picking it up, so maybe they didn't necessarily want that to happen when they called the timeout, but that is the rules. So Bangor find the reset, still halfway in their own end zone. High forehand over the top, finds the receiver. Forehand up the line, manages to keep it in bounds. Have this persistent poach in the open lane. Finds the reset. Has receivers open on the far side. Somehow manages to squeak that past the defender. And finds the receiver in the end zone, just about toes it in. And Bangor go up 3-2.
Yeah, after that timeout, TSU seemed to clock the fact that Bangor aren't necessarily effectively using all of their players. So trying to go for a type of vertical stack, triangle clamp, just to get in the way of the other players that are actually being used. But the TSU now looking a little bit more deflated. Bangor brought it up to 3-2 after initially going down.
So Bangor come down with the zone once again. Sorry, nice and spread out. Scuba finds the reset. Quick forehand downfield. Into the middle. Now to the far side and a nice quick give and go move. But the disc just bounces out of the hands. Once again, you have to wonder whether that quick style of disc movement is something that Surrey have trained or not. It's banging out. So once again, some poachy defense from Surrey as Bangor shoot to the end zone, and the receiver has the better read. There were two defenders there, but neither of them could get under it. And Bangor go up 4-2. Hope you're not scared of spiders, everyone. As one is joining us in the commentary booth. Gigi's making friends. So Surrey on offense once again. Bangor sticking with their zone. Let's see if Surrey can convert this time. Faking throws over the top, but they dump back. It is floating though, and well run down. It's looking better from Surrey. They're moving the disc quickly, but not rushing. Scuba over the top into space. And there's the shot to the end zone. Much better from Surrey. Much calmer, much more collected offense. And they do punch it in.
Yeah, it looked as if they were actually actively aiming to move through the cup because they realised that that is where weakness can lie in this Bangor zone, rather than just trying to make some chancier shots over the top or well, more over around the zone. They're using fakes more effectively, trying to break through it, and it seemed to get them the score nice and easily. Looks like we've got quite a different looking line, maybe more of a D-line look from TSU. Bangor have fewer subs, so they are cycling through a lot of the same players. Must be quite tiring.
Yep. It's a long weekend for these players. Jam-packed schedule. Both for the players and for you, the viewers. Plenty more Ultimate still to come today. So Bangor working through their vertical stack. Swing to the near side. Seeing some different players on the disc for once. Forehand to the middle. It's good disc movement from Bangor. Leading forehand into the end zone. It was close, but just a bit too far. And Surrey will have an opportunity to put this break in and tie the score at 4-all. But Bangor with the zone once again. Trying to trap them on that near side, on that far side. So once again, Surrey trying to move the disc quickly, but without rushing. Taking the time now. Up line. But the disc did just fade wide on that occasion. Not able to keep it down. Bangor almost with a throwaway, but they do maintain possession. And a good read from the defense. Predicted the play, accelerated early, gets the block. And Surrey now looking to move quickly. Shot to the end zone. It's blading, but just pops out the hands. They did get two hands to it. Perhaps the moisture on the disc playing a role. So forehand into the middle. Front of stack was not being guarded properly. Bangor do punish. Lead pass backhand, just a bit too far. As Surrey pick up, look to get the disc moving quickly. Some nice disc movement down that far side. Looking in field now. That just too low. Bangor. Fakes the deep shot. Into the middle now. Not much movement downfield from Bangor. And that disc is just too high. Bit of a free turnover for Surrey. See if they can convert this time. They've come close already at this point. Big forehand, big backhand downfield. Finds a receiver in wide open space. There's 1 more meter to go. But the unforced error on the swing once again. Surrey not making it easy for themselves. They've had the better opportunities at this point. But Bangor give them another free turnover. And Surrey will play it slow. In fact, incredibly slow. They call a timeout. So while this timeout's happening, we can talk a bit about the quick disc movement techniques that Surrey have tried to demonstrate and failed on a few occasions to execute on. That type of offense is something that we're a huge fan of here at Hive Ultimate. So much of a fan of that we've created a whole series of training videos that you can use with your team to help train exactly that style of offense using techniques like giving and going and dribbling. If you are interested in that sort of content, then head over to patreon.com/Hive Ultimate and sign up to the $8 root tier, where you can get your hands on monthly training videos for both offense and defense, produced by our very own Felix Shardlow. Yeah, that guy right there. Mexicans, yeah. So, both teams look to be ready as Surrey check the disc back in. Bit of a surrounding setup at the back of the stack for Bangor. Forces Surrey to swing first, but there's a shot to the end zone and it just sails over the head of a few defenders to the unmarked receiver in the end zone, and Surrey will convert that point and bring the score to 4 apiece.
After what was a little bit of a mess in terms of structure in the end zone there, Surrey managed to find another receiver in the end zone completely free for a score, tying it up at 4-4. So to any of those who are maybe less familiar with the sport of Ultimate Frisbee, so if this might be your first time watching, this is part of the mixed division, so we have 7 players playing on each side at any one time, and we have a 3-to-4 ratio, so any 3 players contributing to one gender ratio and 4 players contributing to another. And we signal before each point as to which gender will be the larger or majority ratio. So in this case it's men as the majority. And for this tournament, as part of the new WFDF rule, we're actually allowing the majority gender to, well, it's required for the majority gender to pull for each point, which is fantastic.
Sorry, calling some switches on defense. So once again, it looks like the women are playing quite poachy whilst the men play more strict. the wind has picked up at the start of this point. Might see some discs fly a little more errant than we've seen in previous points. Bangor doing well so far though. Nice forehand over the top, but not quite able to be secured between the hands of the receiver. Surrey with an opportunity to take the lead now. So they swing back. Bangor with the zone once again. Finds the pop. Into the cup. Scuba to the near side. Faking all sorts of throws before going for the rolly forehand into the middle of the field. Hammer to the near side. Will require a layout, but just a bit too far for the receiver. That hammer just IOing out at the end. Bangor taking their time. Let's see what Bangor have for us. Blade to the stack is the play, and it's almost successful. It wasn't a bad option.
So I actually think that they anticipated the ISO call to be completely defended and then to have a lot of free receivers in the back corner, knowing that they can throw that shot.
It's a bold play thrown straight to the stack, but nice layout grab to keep possession alive for Surrey. It almost worked out for Bangor on that occasion. Surrey taking their time. Just catching the disc, standing downfield, letting the zone set up around them. Now we see some movement. Scuba over the top. Backhand to the far side. Finds the receiver straight back. And a nice quick swing infield. High forehand to the far side. Nice swing to the near side. Bangor. Staying zone. Surrey taking their time. Happy to wait and find a receiver, but the D was not completed. Just popped down into the Surrey receiver. And they will, in fact, eat that disc up.
What do you think about that celebration? Leave your comments in the chat. But really solid work from Surrey. I'm not sure whether the mic could actually pick it up, but you could hear from the other sideline one of the Surrey players shouting there is no end zone, which I believe is a good reference to make the players think this is just a continuation of the pitch. Ignore the fact that there's going to be an end zone there for a score. Just keep playing as you were, which is a really good mindset to actually have coming into this. So great mental game from TSU. But also fantastic defensive awareness from Bangor in the end zone. Almost got the tip off before received again by the Surrey player.
Yeah, heartbreak for the defender on that occasion. Yeah. Milan doesn't feel too enthused about that particular celebration. Shout out to all of our international viewers today. Milan presumably watching from the Netherlands. Brennan from New Zealand. It's great to have you all here with us for this incredibly tight top 8 match between Surrey and Bangor here at Not University Nationals. So Surrey with the pull. Will roll to the sideline. But stopped early by Bangor. Similar defensive setup from Surrey once again. Poaching off the women. Playing tight on the men, and it will be successful for them on this occasion. As an errant throw from Bangor is not reeled in. Bangor with the zone. Scuba over the top. Nice to see Surrey playing more confidently with these overheads after struggling against this zone earlier in the game. Deep shot, but too bladey. They will gain the yards though. The disc will be brought up to the front of the end zone for Bangor's possession. Quite a deep vertical stack. Poach in the open lane. Bangor do have several free players in the middle of the pitch, but they cannot find them. Surrey will get a short field. Oh, but unfortunate drop from Surrey. Had the disc between the hands, but it fell to the floor. So Bangor surveying the field. That throw bounces off the hand of the receiver. And Surrey once again with a short field. Bangor set up their zone. Surrey trying to find some options. Goes backwards. Almost a run through D. There's the forehand give and go. Pop straight back. But the zone sets up once again. This is good work from the Bangor zone to set up quickly every time the disc moves. Punishing Surrey for being a little bit too casual. There's a nice give and go, but a bit too far. Forehand, deep shot from Bangor. It's floating, there's defenders under it, but says a receiver, but nobody will make contact. And the disc falls harmlessly to the ground. So, looked like Bangor were trying to use a pre-stall there, which is a championship appendix rule. We aren't playing with the championship appendix this particular tournament, so no pre-stalls here. So as long as a receiver is, as long as an offensive player is walking towards the disc, they can take their time. Oh, sorry, once again, looking to generate some movement. Bangor zone. Nice shot over the top. Finds the receiver in space, but doesn't have any immediate options afterwards. So the zone sets up once again. Finds one swing. Shot through the middle. Down this near sideline. There's a shot to the end zone. Huge layout block. And Bangor once again get the goods with the zone. It's putting in work for them. Surrey just can't quite go the whole length of the pitch. And Surrey once again poach off the women. And Bangor do make a mistake on offense. Give Surrey the disc back once again. Good movement from Surrey. Finding options in the middle of the field. Has a poach on this side, but shoots to the back of the end zone instead. Floats nicely. And the receiver will reel it in. And Surrey go up 1 more point over Bangor.
Yeah, Surrey now within 1 point to taking half. The receiver from that last goal being Beth Fielding. Beth Fielding having previously played with Ubu, which is interesting because I initially played for Surrey and then went to Ubu. She initially played for Ubu and has now gone to Surrey. That was some fantastic patience, trying to, even after picking up the disc a little bit quickly from the front of the end zone line, maybe looking for an initial just pop it in, but then taking a breath, taking their time, and really finding their ground in this game.
So a good pull from Surrey. Let's open up this point as Bangor look for a deep shot. They don't throw it though. Find an open receiver on this near side. Forehand. Backhand to this near sideline. Swing into the middle. Bangor keeping the disc moving. Not a huge number of options downfield, but there's a deep shot into coverage. And Surrey to bring it in and shoot deep themselves. It's sitting, it's floating, they're under it, they're going to get there, and they do bring it in. What a shot from Surrey. Huge offensive play, and they do take half, 7-4.
That was some beautiful work. Fantastic defensive awareness to then a lovely little luz to the end zone. I think all of the energy for that point came from that really passionate stall count. Surrey now taking half, 7-4. But we are coming into the last few minutes of this game. I'm not sure whether our schedule is correct, because it's predicting that if, with Surrey winning this game, they would be playing Leeds on this pitch pretty much immediately after, and that doesn't... That is savage. That is painful. I don't feel like that's very fair. We're not sure whether Felix is delusional from lack of sleep or whether he's taken something this morning to aid in the lack of sleep and it's just affecting him in too many ways. Predictions in the comments as to how long it's going to take before Felix falls asleep at the camera.
So, welcome back to Ulti TV's coverage of Not University Mixed Nationals 2021. As the second half of this Surrey versus Bangor matchup gets underway. After our brief interlude to watch Felix play with the cameras. Surrey once again facing the Bangor zone. Working it nicely through the middle now though. Had an open receiver downfield, but chose not to go for it and opts for the reset instead. Surrey looking comfortable. They have been getting better at playing against this zone as the game's gone on. And they're finding the easy resets, easy swings this possession. Not rushing their offense. Just taking the time. Nice scuba over the top. Bangor staying zone. Surrey pop it in, and that's the most impressive zone offense that we've seen from Surrey so far, as they extend their lead to 8-4.
A super casual play, not really too much stress about it. It was maybe something that they had discussed in the half-time, just we can be super chill, we've got so much time to play with. Well, they don't really have much time to play with, to be fair, but they've got they've got enough of a margin to play with that they don't have to worry about Bangor coming back, and they've taken a timeout now to take even further advantage of it. We have a couple more exciting games coming up. So on this pitch, after this game, we will have Leeds Griffins versus TSU. So that is TSU having to play 2 straight hours of frisbee. And then after that, if our sources are correct, we've got Ubu versus Warwick Bears. Battle of the Midlands. In the Midlands. It's very fitting. Felix is eating a cookie. How do you rate the cookie out of 10? Felix can count to 8. That's a good start.
So, sorry, pulling after that timeout. Staying with their poaching off the women set, and it's hugely successful for them as they get an immediate block, immediate shot to the end zone, under coverage. Bangor do get the return block. Yeah, once again, sorry. Choosing to poach off the women. Clog up those open lanes. And once again, it's successful for them. Sorry, with the short field to work with. Lead pass into the end zone, and the jump in is successful. Sorry, extend their lead to 9-4.
There's not too much to say about that point. Pretty straightforward block. TSU setting up the defense to really try and get in the way. And then very simple up the line pass. Just get a quick replay of this block. Smacked to the ground. Just going into the last few minutes of this game. Teams were confirming whether it's finished the point or whether it's last possession. And in this case, it is last possession, which I'm sure Surrey will be very happy with.
Let's go, Bangor! Let's go, let's finish strong!
So that's the hooter. Bangor will get one more possession. That will be the end of the game. Game started out very tight, but Surrey got better and better as the game went on, getting even more effective against the Bangor zone as the Bangor handler tries to work out which X they have to stand at. It is a bit confusing. I don't know why there's an X in the middle of the pitch or an X in the end zones, but there we are. There's the shot to the end zone. Surrey reel it down, and that is the end of the game. Surrey do take the game 9-4 over Bangor.
Yeah, Surrey taking a little bit of time to work out how to play against this Bangor zone, but eventually getting their way to this win. They'll be very happy with that, bringing them into the top 8 bracket. Now going to be playing against Leeds. And we'll try and catch you in the next few minutes for our next game. See you later.